Alright, yo, what's going on, guys? It's Hamii here, and welcome back to the channel. And for you guys today, we're going to be taking a look at something that you guys should be very interested in. Now, this is something I've been doing for a while, and pretty much what I've been doing solo for a long time. It wasn't until recently, about this week, that I started playing with people again after I got to #1 on the leaderboards for hardcore. So this isn't something I've been doing too much, but it's something that I started doing as soon as I did start playing with friends again and stuff like that. If you guys have been seeing the streams like that when I play with Ocean and a bunch of seeing the strats that I use to get to my advantage to be able to play the game easier, especially with skill-based matchmaking, and that's pretty much what this video is going to be based upon. Today we're going to be showing you guys how to actually manipulate skill-based matchmaking to the point where you won't actually feel the skill-based matchmaking if you do this correctly. Now, this is pretty much going to be a spawn trap. Technically, I consider it a spawn trap just for the fact manipulate the spawn so much that you do technically spawn trap, but it's not to the point where you're shooting through a wall or like Modern Warfare spawn trap where you're basically just spraying down sights with a freaking juggernaut with an infinite ammo. Like you guys probably have seen the video that I did last year with that. This will take a lot more skill than last year's spawn trap system, as you would only needed a certain amount of skill to be able to do it with a certain amount of people and a certain streak to be able to make it all work together. But this year we're going to go ahead and show you guys the best way to do this on Nuketown. So the first thing you guys are going to want to need, obviously, is a 6-man of people that are decently good at the game that can get score streaks and kind of go on streaks. As long as you have that, that's going to be absolutely perfectly good to go. Like as soon as you have a 6-man that's really good, and yourself included, with just decent players that can get streaks and stuff like that, you guys will be able to do this for yourselves. The second most important thing is pretty much what your setup needs to be. So I'm going to go ahead and head over to create a class right now so I can show you guys what you need to put on your classes and what you should be running for your score streaks to be able to do this. Before we actually get into the class setup, I want to show you guys, I want to tell you guys that you guys should be running this exact score streak system: UAV, a sentry gun, and a hater. Now all three of these will come very important to you in the future. You guys can take out the UAV, throw on a war machine or anything like that. My best bet for you guys is to run these exact three with a 6-man, so everybody gets a fair chance of doing whatever they need. Now, this is going to require at least 1 or 2 people to sit back and not really do too much, and you guys could kind of cycle on and off if you want to, have some specific person trying to slay out while other people are sitting back. Now, that's up to you guys if you guys want to do that, or if you just want to, make your own system with it. I have my own system, and that's what I'm going to explain to you guys. So we're going to go ahead and just show you what the class setup is. Class setups don't really matter that much. I pretty much just use my AK-74U that I use all the time. Same setup that I've posted previously and talk about all the time. The only thing that is important is the trophy system. Now, I will get into this a little later on as to why it is important, and Gearhead as a perk as well. Now, you guys can run whatever other perks you want. Just make sure you guys have Gearhead on so you can get 2 trophy systems at the same time. Spycrafts is also really important. You guys want to run that too, so you guys don't get hit with those counter UAVs that affect you. Other than that, you guys can run whatever class you want, whatever gun you're the best with, anything like that. Just make sure you got your trophy system on. Make sure you have your UAV. Make sure you have your sentry gun, and make sure you have your harp. All that being said, not too much to explain to you guys. It should be really easy to grasp. We're going to go ahead and head into a multiplayer match. Now, I'm going to use a 6v6 on Nuketown because this is the map that it works on, and we're going to be playing against recruit bots, so we can go ahead and show you exactly how you should be getting this set up. Now, I know you guys may comment and say, well, yeah, it works with 6v6 when you're playing against recruit bots. Trust me, if you're a good enough player, you can get this to work to your advantage as well, especially going against skill-based matchmaking. We've done it many of times. I've dropped nukes doing this, and it is pretty much the simplest way to play skill-based matchmaking in this game. Definitely help you do better as an overall player, get your KDs up and everything like that. I pretty much have been averaging a 4 KD, 2200 score per minute and stuff like that in every single game I play. So definitely use this to your advantages, guys. I'm trying to explain this to you. So don't comment about how the bots that we're playing against are literally bots. I know that. I'm just playing against them just so we can have that better, voice I can talk to you. We can actually explain to everything that's going on. So I'm going to go ahead and head to the game so we can get that down to you guys, okay? I'll catch you guys in the match in a sec. All right, so as you can see, I'm sitting here inside of a domination game inside of Nuketown. Now, I have a party of 6 of people that I play with, and I have them all have the same exact streak setups as I have, and I'm going to show you guys exactly what you're supposed to do. So right now we are sitting here on A side, and you can see we have both B and A captured while the enemies have C. Now if you spawn on C side first, then that's good for you. That's a really good spot. Make sure you never let that spawn flip. You always want to hold down C, and you always want to trap on A, especially in this game. I know some people in particular like to sit on C and do the same thing there, but I don't really like it that much. It's not as safe as it is to sit on A with a whole bunch of people. What I'm going to be showing you guys is where where to put these sentries down once you get them. Now, this will be the most important part, is whatever you guys are doing, make sure you're trying to streak up. Make sure you guys are trying to get those sentries, because as soon as you get those sentries, you're pretty much set to go for the rest of the match. And then, you know, make sure you guys can get them again at the second round as well. I just have this as one single round, so, you know, we can make sure it's real simple, really easy to describe and everything like that to you. I'm gonna have my guys come over here on A, and we're gonna show to you what you pretty much should do if you spawn on A side to get the spawns to flip over onto A, and then you guys can take C from there. So I'm gonna go ahead and get that rolling here in a second. Now, once we clear them out, just make sure we all hop on C, get that as fast as we can, and then move to mid-map as soon as you do, so you guys can keep the spawns down. All right, now, as you can see, we just took over C, so now pretty much what I'm going to do, I'm going to be the one to put down the sentry, as I was the first one to get it, and usually that's pretty much how it goes. Whoever gets the sentry first would be the one to put it down. What we're going to do is we have everybody sitting in mid-map right now, making sure nobody is getting out of spawns. We're not pushing mid-map or anything like that, so they don't spawn flip. What you guys are going to do is come over here on top of C, over here on top of the grill and the chimney and everything like that. You want to go ahead and hop on top of this, get your sentry gun out, and now you're going to want to place this right around there. This is pretty much what you want it to look like. This is pretty much the best spots, and all of this does is look at both of these spawns, the little sand pit spawn area and the back spawn area, and this will prevent them from flipping if there's only a couple people inside of the spawn. Now, I'll go ahead and pinpoint a couple spots on the map right now that where the spawn points are, so you guys can see where all the spawns are on the map. So I'm going to go ahead and hide the overlay. I'm going to go ahead and leave this map out, and I'm going to go ahead and mark down some spots where the spawns are actually at. Now, all these X's on the map here are going to be where the enemy spawn locations are. So now that you guys know where those spawns are, you guys can kind of understand where flips are going to happen. Spawn flips are only going to happen when someone pushes into that spawn or there's no other spawns for those guys to go. Now that we have both the C spawns canceled out completely, we can go ahead and have somebody else bring another sentry over and cancel out a couple other spawns. I'm going to go ahead and show you guys the other spot that you guys should be doing and where your friends should be putting their other sentry gun at. So I'll meet you guys over there in a second. Okay, so now I have my friend over here. He's going to be sitting in the exact second spot that you guys are going to go ahead and put down the sentry gun at. Now, he is going to be sitting right here on the edge of this, looking towards both this spawn and that spawn, and he's going to go ahead and pull out his sentry gun, and I'm going to go ahead and tell him to place that down. Now, after we have this sentry gun down, I'm going to go ahead and show you guys that this is also going to be canceling out this spawn right here and this spawn right here, which are another two spawns that are in the map. Now, this will also prevent them from flipping on the Jeep side, which are the spots right here I'm going to show on the map as well. Now, we are looking at both C spawns and Jeep spawn on left side of B. We're going to be looking at one more final spot where you guys can put down the sentry gun to prevent some more spawns from happening. Now, we're sitting over here at our second spot. Now, I want you guys to take in mind that this will actually cause them to force spawn flip if you push into their spawn. Now, remind you that you guys are going to have those specific spawns that I showed you. Now, you only have 2 spawn points right now. There's about 2 or 3 spawn points that they can actually spawn at, depending on where you're standing. Now, there's a lot more spawns that I could show you guys where they are exactly, but it's pretty intuitive, and you guys will understand where they are in the future. I want you guys to go ahead and have another person, after you have those first 2 sentries down, to go ahead and stand right here at this exact spot, right where I have my friend, and he's going to go ahead and pull out his sentry gun, and he's going to place it down. Now, what this sentry does is it blocks out both of the B spawns on the front of the fence and behind the fence. If you guys look at the mini map, you guys will see that you have almost every single spawn besides A spawns in place, and they will only spawn in specific spots in there. Next part is kind of more intuitive than that, because I need to show you guys where you're supposed to be standing and where you guys should stand to get easier kills. Now, some people might not get as many kills as other people, and you guys should definitely make sure you know the better players are getting more kills so they can get more streaks later on, so you guys are not losing out on any of them. So I'm going to go ahead and construct everything and tell you guys where you guys should be sitting, and I'm going to show you some spots that you guys can all sit together and get some kills. Go ahead and pull up the map right now so you guys can see some of the spots that you guys can sit at on the map. Sometimes they're going to flip behind you and they're going to go to C, and whenever they do that, you guys are going to go ahead and call that out. So, and if they take C, you want to make sure that you get C back, or you can use that to your advantage to match last longer. One of a really good angle to sit is right here in bottom house. You can literally look right into spawn from here, and it's pretty easy to be able to get kills there. Another spot you guys can sit is actually on top house, where you can look inside of their spawn as well. And if you can catch them off guard, for the most part, you can pick up some easy kills through the fence right there. You guys are sitting left garage. You guys can go ahead and go from the left side and watch them come out of spawn and push back into garage and actually look into the actual spawn itself. You can also sit down bottom house in front of the kitchen and look into the spawn through the stairwell as well. Two other options here that you can do is if they seem to be spawning behind you because you don't have a sentry down in one of the spots, you can actually rotate behind them and look at that spawn as well. But if you sit on the right side, you can catch them sometimes spawning on the right side of bunker on greenhouse, and then you can also look into spawn as well from them coming outside of the back fences from right here. And another really good spot that you guys can be sitting in is over here behind the actual spawn point itself, and you guys can get relatively close and personal with them if that's your kind of cup of tea, right up in front of their faces and kind of just swap back and forth as your teammates are getting the kills across the map as they spawn in different locations. And then you will also be able to run into them behind you as well. So just make sure if you guys are sitting in the spot right now that I'm showing that you are able to aware where they're spawning at, and make sure you guys are using those harps to your advantages and know where they are coming. And to make this a little bit easier, I'm sitting back here in C-spawn now. I know there's going to be a lot of people that are going to want to push these sentry guns and destroy them as quickly as possible. I highly recommend, and why I told you guys earlier, is to put on gearhead and trophy systems so you guys can go and place trophy systems down on the sentry guns themselves, so when people throw grenades and stuff like that on them, they don't actually blow up. A couple places I like to throw trophy systems are inside of this little furnace right here, and also over here on top of the fridges right about there. It's really hard spots that people won't really necessarily look for, and you guys can use the same methods to put them in other spots as well. I mean, you guys can put them in mid-map and anywhere else over there as well, but this will pretty much help you guys. You can see, like, it's a pretty easy spawn trap. You guys could sit on both sides if you wanted to. I'll kill them on both C flag if they force flip back there, and the trophy systems do take care of a couple people every now and again too, but when they blow up, just make sure you are running a 6-man that have people that are using them as well, so you can just replace them as quickly as possible as soon as you need to. Yeah, man, I hope you guys can really use this to the best of your advantages. If you guys have watched any of the streams lately, you guys have seen me use this method and play, and for the most part, if you guys are using harps and everything like that, you'll know when to flip and everything, so be very careful to know when they're flipping, and make sure you call out where they're spawning and everything like that, and this will definitely help you guys achieve better games with skill-based matchmaking. That pretty much concludes everything. Now, I hope I made that as clear as I possibly could. It's a lot more complicated than that. There's a lot more things you guys need to understand, such as spawn points and how they work, depending on what you're doing and depending on how many people you actually end up killing is pretty much what's going to happen. But this will be the best method to be able to help you guys with your skill-based matchmaking matches inside of Nuketown. Now, if you guys want to run this method as well, I highly recommend it. I really hope this does help you guys with future matches and everything like that, and I hope you guys can actually drop some nukes and stuff like that with using this. There's a lot of people that show me, you know, that you could do this and everything like that, and I'll also use my own methods and put my own stuff into it with the sentry guns. I'm putting them in the specific spots and also putting trophy systems down and everything like that. So thank you to the guys out there that showed me this earlier. I think Gods was one of the people that told me about it, and a couple other people. I don't really remember their names, but this does work for you guys. Let me know down below, and if this is something you've already been doing, also let me know, I guess, too. And I'm gonna go ahead and head out, guys. If you guys are not subscribed, make sure you drop a subscribe down below if you guys want to see some more tips and tricks and stuff like that, and just pretty much overall Call of Duty content. Go ahead and catch you guys in another video sometime soon. Probably gonna be doing a video about League play actually tomorrow, so look forward to that. That's gonna be pretty interesting to see how that works out. Yeah, that's pretty much all I got for you guys. Hope you guys have a good one. I'll catch you later. See ya.